What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Rams RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another fantastically tremendous DC Dark Legion video today. If you're not familiar, DC Dark Legion just came out about a month and a half ago. It's a brand new game. We're here on server 313, and we are showing you the meta breaker combination today. After lots of testing, lots of messing around in the corner in a dark closet with bats, I have landed on this interesting Arkham's Most Wanted meta breaker hybrid that combines massive tankiness with massive damage, with massive penetration, and it's really a very effective combo overall. In addition, you don't have to have your heroes at super high star ratings in order to run this combo, so get excited. Also, I want to thank GemZ for sponsoring today's video. If you are not familiar, GemZ can help you save money in game. Check the link to their Discord at my video description below. Thanks, GemZ. All right, back to the content, folks. So as you can see, I'm currently rank 7 in today's combat cycle event, where we are fighting different bosses. If you are looking at my hero levels and star ratings compared to the people who are above me, you can see that the people above me are, they have 40 to 60. Some people even have 100 levels on me. The rank 1 person there with a maxed out Superman. So we're really doing our best to punch up. I will also show you a combat report where I defeat the rank 5 person in PvP, DC Leah Pia. We'll take a look at that combat report from the PvP brawler menu in a moment. But initially, as you can see, I am running an interesting combo because I have on the Arkham's Most Wanted set. I am using Arkham's Most Wanted with 4 units here. We have a mixture of Bane, we have the Joker, we have Ivy, we got Two-Face, and then we have Superman on the front line because he is a great tank that does solid damage as well, and he has good crowd control with his Frost Breath. Let's take a look at all these heroes, and let's talk about some variations that you may want to run depending on your opponent in PvP as well, okay? And we are calling this the Meta Breaker combo. I think a lot of people have expected Arkham's Most Wanted to be very powerful, which is great. We are here proving today that they are very strong and very exciting to use. All right, so this is my primary combo. As you saw in that other match for the event, we are actually running with Two-Face in the back row. So we are using 4-piece Arkham's Most Wanted for maximum damage output. However, in PvP, we want a little bit more survivability, so you may decide to swap in 2 different heroes. There are 2 potential heroes that you'll swap in here, okay? And really, it's going to be either a tank, like Shazam, who is a meta-human. That way you can give bonuses to both Bane and Superman in order to get tremendous benefits. And Shazam himself is extremely tanky and does a lot of self-healing when he takes fatal damage. And you can also run the hero called Black Canary. Black Canary has the ability, once she hits 5 stars, right, 5 white stars, to really go in there and be very tanky. She gets a defensive bonus at the start of the fight, and she has a chance at, when she uses her rage skill, she will silence all of the enemies in a circle around her for several seconds, making her a massive, underappreciated crowd controller. She also does half-decent damage, so we can mix her in as needed as well, okay? But yeah, for this particular combo, let's go ahead and take a look at this tanky version. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hero skills for this Meta Breaker combo, and then we'll take a look at that PvP report that we were talking about a minute ago, where I actually defeated Leah Pia, okay? So the hero skills for this combo are going to be really focusing on a mixture of Joker, Bane, and Miss Ivy, okay? Those are the 3 heroes that you really have to have on the playing board. There's not a lot of substitutions because all 3 of them are so incredibly strong. I want to start with Bane. Bane may be one of my favorite heroes in the game. If you are familiar with my gameplay style from other games, you know I love very tanky heroes that have a lot of self-healing. That's what Bane does. Bane has a incredible amount of tankiness. His stats are really off the chart for HP and defense. Okay, he's really insane. And his skills are great as well because he has the ability to restore 20% of his max HP. And this isn't based on his attack or anything like that. So you really want to stack HP stats with him, all right? In addition to stacking HP stats, if you do end up running a combination in the future where we run League of Assassins, which could be doable, we could potentially drop Superman and Shazam / Black Canary for 2 League of Assassin members, giving Bane dodge. It'll make him even more powerful as a frontline tank, but I don't have those heroes unlocked yet. For the moment, the gear that you're going to want to run on him is going to be this improved Fear Gas Vial, because this is going to give you additional HP, additional men, and dodge. This is going to allow you to be much, much tankier, take way less spiritual damage, and dodge some of the things that come your way. This is really, really a great accessory to equip. Okay? So Bane does great tanking, great healing. We combine him with Ivy here, and Ivy is going to do incredible AoE healing. She is also going to summon vines, which are going to be sitting on the ground and healing your own heroes passively every second while doing damage to the enemy heroes passively every second. And these are additional targets that the opponents have to kill. So you essentially are adding, especially against enemies that have single opponent ultimate attacks, you are adding additional targets on the battlefield that need to be killed, which allows you to misdirect damage off of your mains. So not only are you doing a lot of healing, you're doing a little bit of damage, you're doing passive healing in between the ultimates, which is really my favorite thing. You are adding more targets on the battlefield for the enemy to have to kill, which is really great. And this Bewitch ability is really nice because you can crowd control somebody in the back row and have them start walking towards you. I have crowd controlled enemy Aquaman and things like that so many times and wasted a few seconds of their potential rage skill because they were not able to activate it while crowd controlled. Ivy is really, really incredible as a healer. And she, like I said, has the Arkham's Most Wanted bonus, giving her effect accuracy. All right. The third and final Arkham's Most Wanted that you need in this 3-piece minimum combo is going to be the Joker. The Joker is one of the biggest damage dealers in the game right now. He's really incredible, and he is going to be in the summoning event counterpart to Superman. So Superman is in the initial 30-day summoning event. 2 weeks into your server, Joker will drop for the summoning event as well. And the Joker is really, really crazy. He actually has his own mythic level weapon here, which is really great, giving a lot of attack and spiritual amp. And overall, for his skill set, he does what's called a Joker Venom ability, where he activates stacks of damage over time on the enemy. This can stack 100 times, and as you can see here, at just level 2, it can stack to 9% 100 times. 9% of his attack, essentially allowing you to do 900% attack per second when you are at max stacks, okay? In addition, when the enemy gets to 50 stacks, their debuffs and weakening effects can spread to other enemies, all right? So this is very, very powerful. It does a lot of great damage. He can get this stack up on several different heroes at the same time, making him crazy strong in a sustained fight. So now we're looking at Bane doing crazy self-healing, Ivy being able to stretch the fight along by doing good healing and adding a lot of little targets on the battlefield to fight. This is going to allow you to have a longer fight with Joker on the battlefield, drawing it out, letting you get maximum damage from his stacks of death and destruction. From there, the other 2 slots are really open. I have experimented with using 2-piece Weapon Master, okay? 2-piece Weapon Master in addition. And 2-piece Weapon Master is pretty good because, 3-piece Weapon Master is pretty good because it'll give Joker an additional 10% attack. But that means you're going to be locked into using Two-Face as one of your +1s, which isn't terrible because you get Arkham's Most Wanted. And then for your final slot, you'll probably use something like Batman, or potentially later on another Arkham's Most Wanted weapons master. You could also use Harley Quinn. You know how much I like her. And while she is very solid, she has great stats, she is relatively tanky and does good damage, I have found after a lot of testing that this build doesn't have a lot of crowd control. And when you mix in a great frontline warrior like Superman, who has good damage, good tankiness, and good crowd control, you get a lot of great value. So since I'm putting Superman on my front row, or at least as one of my additional metahumans in here, we're going to want to add a third hero that is a metahuman as well. You have a lot of options, right, from Aquaman for some really dedicated crowd control, then Shazam as a great frontline tank that does great healing as well. Going back to the sustainability of the fight, right, so Shazam in the front row, he has great amount of tankiness. He also has the ability to taunt the enemy, and his HP pool is just disgusting. He has the ability to taunt the enemy, causing them to attack him for several seconds, which is really, really great. And then when he dies, he actually gets a cheat death ability. The first time he takes fatal damage, he basically crouches down for a few seconds, 10 seconds here, recovers more than half of his HP, and he is able to come back in really crazy, having healed about 50,000 of his HP. Come in with, like I said, at that point you probably received a heal from Ivy mixed in as well, so you may be close to full HP. With him, he gets a second chance at life. He's very, very high sustained for this fight, and he again really helps you drag it out and make Joker maximum effectiveness. Some other options for you are going to be Black Canary. Black Canary is really great because, like I said, she has this ability to jump in there and do this silencing ability on enemies in a circular area, in addition to doing decent damage. So that's really, really effective and underrated. My only complaint with Black Canary is she's fairly squishy. And I have pretty good gear on her, but her HP is incredibly low. And part of that, of course, is going to be maybe there's some optimization I can do with the trinkets here, but this particular trinket has a double HP buff, and she still is just incredibly low on HP stats. So what I found is, while she's really interesting, I have not found a way to get her in the fight long enough to get off more than one ultimate before she dies. In some cases, she has died before getting off any ultimates. So we really need to mess around with gear on her and positioning in order to get maximum effectiveness and keep her alive. But those are the options, guys. You're going to run one of these additional metahumans. You're going to give Bane and Superman a metahuman bonus to make them even tankier. You'll end up likely having a good tankier crowd control front line in addition to that. And then the flip side, of course, like I was talking about earlier, is to run Two-Face and an additional Weapon Master to give yourself the 4-piece Arkham's Most Wanted bonus and potentially a 3-piece Weapon Master setup, okay? Let's take a look at that PvP report we were talking about, because I'm sure you want to see that before I end today's video. Let's go take a look here. Meta Brawl, ladies and gents. So here you go. Me killing Leah Pia. Again, she's got 40 levels on me. Level 220 versus my 180. Her heroes are pretty strong. My heroes looks like have maybe... She has 1 or 2 with a few more stars. I have 1 or 2 with a few more stars. So I would call it fairly even. I would give myself a slight advantage on the hero front itself. But let's take a look at the actual execution in this build. And you can see that running this 3-piece Arkhams, in addition to having all the sustain, allowing this fight to really drag out, has caused my Joker to do damage off the frickin' charts. Superman is usually my top damage dealer, and as you can see here, he is the top damage dealer compared to the other heroes. But when you take a look at the actual damage output, 470,000 damage from the Joker, ladies and gents. I have so much effect accuracy bonus that he is just shredding the enemy left and right. It is absolutely insane. And look at the healing. Yes, the enemy Ivy did more healing than me. That's because his entire battle force was rock bottom the entire fight. I was able to do almost 100,000 healing between Shazam and Bane, with an additional, again, Ivy doing all the AoE healing. I don't blame her low healing here. I blame Shazam and Bane's high healing for my Ivy's low performance, because they did a lot of the healing for her, which is really great. So this is punching up 40 levels, ladies and gentlemen. 70,000 power punch up, 75,000 power punch north here in this dominating victory. And if you're wondering what this report is, I was testing different combinations. I was putting people in different positions against Frosty. Here you can see I'm attempting to run Black Canary, and it just, Black Canary died so fast. It was just very upsetting. She was not able to even get off her ultimate, and this was a complete decimation. So we switched to the more tanky version of this build, where we had Shazam in the front line, again, with a great self-sustain, tanking, and taunting. So you end up having Shazam with some crowd control because he has the taunt, and you end up having Superman with crowd control because of the frost breath, and just crazy damage and healing overall. Alright, so this is the Meta Breaker combo, folks. Hopefully this makes sense to you. DC Dark Legion. We will keep refining this build. We will keep perfecting it. We will keep making Arkham's Most Wanted and a meta-human hybrid build our number 1, and Batman has moved to number 2 with the bats. He has been fun, but he has not been able to break the meta yet. We'll keep working on that build as well. Like and subscribe, folks, if you've enjoyed today's content. And again, thank you to GemZ for sponsoring today's video. Love you long time, Randy.